ECN Trade Technical Webinar. Good morning, my name is Rob Clayson. Well, the Australian dollar overnight attempts to recover further after rebounding from the lows of 76 cents. The market at the moment currently is looking for a challenge towards that 76.80 resistance. However, you can see towards that region it is struggling since the recent challenge around that 70 level retreats very quickly. So any advances towards that region today in the next 24 to 48 hours, I expect to see a retreat with minor resistance seen at the moment at 55, with the intraday range holding at 95 to 55. In light of the current pattern that we're seeing here, a break beneath the level of 75.60 would give further weakness to the Australian dollar and reinstate the downside to 74 cents, around 74.0515. However, the market at the moment not clearly showing any trend, but is slightly biased to the upside, so I would see a view towards 76.55 to 80 before the turnaround and challenge lower. The euro overnight once again re-challenges that area. As you can clearly see here, comes in around 112.80, and while we continue to see this pattern keep retreating away from that level of 80, then I expect to see eventually weakness towards the downside, with the day's range now seen at 112.25 to 80, with the objective still holding lower towards that 111.2040 region. Even if we get a break towards the top side, the market still has to challenge the resistance around that 113.60 area, which was again rejected. So in light of the current pattern and where the bears are actually still defending that top side, I eventually expect to see weakness towards that lower side of the range of 111.2040. Dollar yen still weaker and not shrugging off the weakness towards that 99.4060. In light how the pattern holds, if we see a break of the minor support of 100, we could see a challenge towards that 99.4060 region, but I still stress caution in case we see a possible intervention from the BOJ, even though they're not seen around this area. There is some kind of rumor, and even if you put a view that the fact that we only stay there for a couple of hours and then rebound off that level does make you wonder to why that occurs. So from a short side, I'm not viewing the position of sustaining and likely could see a rebound from there. With the intraday range now seen, as I said, figure 70, and if we do see a rebound, that could take us back to 101.6570. Sterling makes another four-week low and still holds to the downtrend. Currently holding in a 129.10 to 129.90 15 range. I still expect to see further weakness and eventually challenge that low of the Brexit of 127.90. Now, if we get a break there, that would open the downside and look towards the region last challenged in 1985, around 118 to 124. Gold still very much breaking away from the top side in terms of supply coming back in and moving towards the support now seen at 1,328. In light of how this pattern continues to fail, like before when I've mentioned around 46 to 52, supply has been heavy, it's coming back again. So I expect to see weakness down towards that level of 28, and a break there would see further weakness down towards 1322 and reassess from there. And to wrap up with oil, you can see that the market's still holding underneath that trend line, which is at 46.50. And in light of the current pattern, we may see another challenge towards the top side, but I expect to see it to hold and eventually fall back to that $43 a barrel and reassess from there. Well, that concludes my intraday webinar. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the day ahead.